start now because we don't have much time. Okay, I have made you guys as the presenters, so can somebody please start?
Hello. Hello everyone. Can anyone hear me? Oh, okay. A very good afternoon to Miss Farah and my fellow classmates. So I am Novia and my group mates are Gul, Chunfei, Madhu, Maha, Arshad and Tivia. We are from group 4 and today I will present about our design thinking challenge. The problem that we have chosen is lack of quality education in rural areas. Um, Based on the research conducted by Malaysia's Ministry of Education, lack of facility is the main reasons for the problem. So, the solution we have come up with is Future Heroes. It is an after-school volunteer program designed as an effort to provide quality education for students in rural area. Uh, and then the durations for this program is 9 months. The participants will be rural areas. The participants The participants will be rural area school students and volunteers like SPM graduate, degree, diploma, and master's students. Our program our programs promotes training, sustainability, and certification. The teaching training where various teaching methods for the classes will be provided to the volunteers. Sustainability is the main goal for our program. This will be done This will be done by building partnerships with any corporate company. This will be a long-term partnership as we won't be getting much money from our program. So, with the help of this partnership, we will not only be able to sustain this program but also improve it. At the end of this program, the volunteers will be provided with teaching certificates as a proof of their experience. The rural areas covered are schools in Selangor and Negeri Sembilan. The schools chosen in Selangor are SK Sungai Siri and SMK Sri Tanjung, while the chosen schools in Negeri Sembilan are SK Ampang Tinggi and SJK Kelpin Seremban. We will create awareness with the help of our Future Heroes website, animation video and social media regarding the importance of education and our program. So, our program is divided into 3 parts. The training of volunteers based on teaching module will be done at the beginning of the program for 4 months. Then, the volunteers will be sent to the remote schools and a guidebook will be given to each volunteer. Accommodations will be provided. Second part of the program will be the teaching period and then the second part is that the program will be teaching period will be held for 5 months. And then the volunteers will be teaching maths, like maths, English, and science at primary and secondary levels. They will also teach the students interpersonal skills such as public speaking and good leadership skills. Now I pass it to Tivia.
So, at the end of the teaching period, students will be assessed via tests and a small public speaking competition. Assessment of the teaching training provided to volunteers by principal and program organizers will also be done. This assessment will show how effective and useful this program is to the students and volunteers. The benefits of our program to the students will be more exposure to the real world, comprehensive and quality learning experience, while the volunteers can have better adaptation skills to the working world, gain useful teaching experience, and receive a certificate as a proof of their experience, which will be valuable when they apply for jobs. Our prototype is the animation video which will be shown in the next slide. Okay. Just go to the next slide. Accommodation provided are place to stay, teaching materials for volunteers such as books and stationeries for students, food, transportation, and a small amount of allowance. Funding will be obtained by doing partnership with corporate companies to get annual sponsorship. We will be doing long-term partnership for a duration of 3 to 5 years as it is more sustainable. We will also organize food and drink sale in our university and collect donation from the public via our website. We will also collect books that can be reused from the public. Another way of obtaining funding will be subsidy. The benefits of investing in our program will be free advertising and attract more investors. So, our future plan is to build educational institutions that promote the aims of Future Heroes program, which is to provide quality education in rural areas. Anyone who would like to volunteer for our program will just have to register in our program's website. If anyone has any inquiries regarding our program, they can contact the contact shown in this slide here. So be a volunteer today and make a difference. We would like to end our pitch with our slogan, "A good education is a sensation." Thank you.
All right, so your prototype could not be opened. Hello? Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, miss.
Where's your prototype?
It was in the slides, but then now I can't show it.
So next time, please, for your actual presentation next week, if you cannot open it because you embed it in a Microsoft PowerPoint slide, make sure you have another video where you can just, share your
I have
screen, and
this.
then next time, next week, because right now I'm evaluating you. Next week it will be like totally different person, which will be 100% more harsher than I am. So I'm just going to be very straightforward now. So first thing is that your slides are too complicated. This is not a professional slide. So please improve on your slides. Number two, I have a question. You said that this will be, people who volunteer or people who are involved in this will get certificate. Who is the person who will be endorsing it? Who is given the right to, who will be signing the certificate? Is it like a random person or who will be endorsing it?
The Ministry of Education of Malaysia.
Oh, do you work with Ministry of Education?
We will present the idea to them also so that they can like certify the volunteers like their teaching experience.
So that's the thing, because they have their own teachers. Why do they have to certify your teachers? You know what I mean? So you need to try and answer better. Try and see, think about who are the right person to endorse the certification. It's not necessarily the government, So if there is any established, um, so link back to your key partners. Who are the people who will be, who will be involved in this? One of the biggest flaw I think in here is that you depend too many on other people. You depend on other people to get sponsorship. You depend on other people to give you sponsorship. You depend on other people, volunteers, to come and volunteer in your program. What if there's no volunteers? Where is there's no, all of the possibilities is really high. It's not depending on you guys, your team. So the problem that I can see that would affect eventually is on your business viability. So because you depend on other people's money, you said that you have a bit of advertisement, but who, you can't really, what kind of advertisement would you do? Do you get what I mean? So the revenue that you will be getting is not very high. And if you depend on people's sponsorship, if you depend on grant too much, the problem is I don't see this to happen a couple times. This might happen one time, but we don't know if this would happen if we got extra money or not, because you don't generate your own profit. That is my issue with this. So please think about it. And because we don't have much time, improve on whatever that I have mentioned. If you need extra, if you want to have a consultation after this, you can email me and schedule an appointment. Okay, so thank you so much, group 4. Because of the time, I have to move and go to group number 6 now. Thank you. So group number 6, can you guys start with your presentation? Thank you.
Hello, Miss. Can you hear me well? All right. So, good afternoon, everyone. I will start for the presentation right now. So, we are from Group 6. Our group members, my name is Adila. And then our group member is Shayi, Jami, Meshitra, Melinia, Shabira, and Yashwata. Mesh, can you put as full screen?
Adila,
Yes.
I'll take over now, okay?
All right. So Jamie will do for introduction.
Good afternoon, Miss. So, our purpose of PAGE is that we found that researchers shown that there are a lot of people who are undergoing troubles, but they have no one to vent to, and they are unwilling to talk to their friends and relatives for various reasons, and this makes them feel stressed and also anxious at times. So to overcome this problem, we have decided to create an application that would allow them to look for someone who would listen to them. Next slide, please. So the problem is we found that people who struggle with any kind of problems or issues, they need a platform to socialize and vent their troubles, because it's found that 57.1% of people have encountered a situation where they couldn't look for someone to vent about their problems. And from our primary research, it is evident that more than half of the respondents have issues regarding the various relationships in their life. And we have also found that more than half of the people tend to look for someone to vent about their problems, but unfortunately, they could not find anyone who can listen to them. And so we have there are some current solutions that we can that is able to solve the problem, but the existing solutions, they also have some disadvantages and gaps. So the first one is a friend. So they could find a friend to talk about their problems, but unfortunately, some are not always available to hear them out, and sometimes people are not able to find a friend to talk about the problems they are facing. And the second one is dating applications. The gap is these applications could be a place where internet sexual predators look for their targets, and it is not always the safest place to look for a company, because there are chances that they might get sexually exploited or even sexually solicited online. And the third one is hotline care. And the main disadvantage of this is the cost, because although if we find staff to fill calls for an internal hotline, they rather than using a recorded voicemail system, there is a considerable expense as well. So next slide. Yeah, okay. So so our product to solve this problem is called Here for You. And this application will act as a platform for people to look for someone and vent their problems. We are creating an app for people who struggle with any kinds of issues or feel lonely and helpless but have no one to hear their struggles. This app allows users to share their worries with other users. They can listen to each other and provide reassurance so that they know that they are not alone and there are people out there facing similar problems as them. And it may also allow people to find someone with similar personality. This will allow them to communicate for a long term, and perhaps they can make friends with each other. And next, we will show our prototype. So I'll pass to Adila for this.
Okay, so for the solution of this project is we create an app, but for now it's just an interface app. Maybe in future can create a real. So why we create the app is because it's convenience. Like mostly people will use phone to access everything nowadays. Okay, so this is the prototype. The first picture is the logo when you click on the app. The second one is the login page, as you can see, and then you can sign up the account. Next. And this is the main page. So user can select and click on of the item that they want to click, and our main is the forum discussion, where this is the main page for everyone to, it's not everyone, for user to post the sharing. And this is we haven't decided for the description yet. So it will be like this for welcome page, and then this is the forum discussion, which is user can choose the discussion where to post, and if the discussion is not related to any of this, so just select on other discussion. Next. And this is will be, for example, this, if the user choose live discussion, it will be like this. The user will be remain as anonymous. They can post anything. For example, like they say they feel lonely and seems like no one want to listen. So what other user can do is by like the post, can reply, comment below, and can privately message the user. So the chat room will be like this, the next, and then no, I mean the next picture. Okay. So if the user private in chat, it will be like these two. Okay, next. And this is the feedback and rating. So meaning after the user use this app, he can give the feedback like how is it going, how does it work, is it helpful, is the service can help you, and they can write rating too. And here's the help desk and settings. So I will pass to Jamin back.
Okay, next, um, okay, next up is our market potential. So our key partners would be the Ministry of Education, INTI International University, because they deal with the university students, and Ministry of Health, which will help us to raise awareness, and Google Play Console, counselors, and other universities or colleges. And our target market would be university or college students who can use this platform to share their problems and give opinions. So our resources would be a tech platform and also app developer. In creating an app, it helps determine the main points in planning. The app developer will help us to protect the company from spontaneous decisions, such as choosing the app monetization strategy with them. And this will also be used by mature organizations to optimize processes, as well as clarifying company goals and strategies. Next slide, please. Okay. Our marketing strategy is, first, we
Sorry to cut you off, but because we don't have much time, I will provide my feedback now. Because if I don't provide feedback now, you're going to take someone else's time. All right, so first of all, I think that you guys are quite prepared, so well done with that. I have a question. Do you have any solution if, or what if somebody, is there any profanity filter if anybody would post something inappropriate or they would curse, how would you guys solve it? Can someone answer that? Is there any profanity filter? Because you're talking to a stranger, that stranger could be bad person and they curse or they post inappropriately. How would you deal with that?
Okay.
Me
As for this,
Mm-hmm.
Mel, you want to talk?
Yeah.
I'll let you.
As of now, it's not in the prototype, but we are planning to include one.
Include what?
A filter, a profanity filter.
How do you do that?
We're still brainstorming.
So try and think about this, how you can include this as part of the solution. I think I'm solving one of the biggest issue in your solution or in your idea here. So can you guys go to slide number 1, introduction? So in the introduction, problem and solution, I don't see your research. So if you do something like this, if this is a public class, this is nice. But even with a public speaking class, you still need to give me your findings. If you can just put your primary and secondary research findings over here, you don't have to elaborate everything, but you have to show that you have done it. So I would suggest you to spend only 1 until 1.5 maximum minutes to talk about introduction, to talk about your problem, including the gaps. I think you guys spent too long on that. For your pitch next week, focus more on your solution because your prototype needs longer time to explain, but you still need to show us your findings. But just 1 minute, briefly mention what's the problem, what do you want to create, why do you want to create this, blah, blah, blah. Very shortly, 1 to 1.5 minutes. Okay? Also, during the prototype presentation just now, you revealed one of your weaknesses. Can we go to your PowerPoint on prototype where you said you haven't done anything to provide description? Don't reveal your weakness here in the description, just write anything, right? People don't even go to that detail. Just write anything. You don't have to, oh, we are sorry, we haven't done this. Don't reveal your weaknesses, okay? All right, so thank you so much. I think I don't want to take another people's time. If you need more explanation, you can schedule an appointment to see me, okay? All right, thank you so much. Next group, group 7. Are you guys ready? Thank you. All right, group 7 now. Group 7 is Christina Kong Xuan Yik. Is she here? Oh, now she's here. All right. Proceed.
Hello, Miss.
Hello.
Hello. I will start our presentation. Our project is about the zero waste restaurant, and our purpose is for reduce the food waste. And our project is zero waste rest. And next person to present.
Okay, for this one, we talk about how we're going to reduce 50 ton food waste, as we only one restaurant, and in number the first one, if sorry, and for the first one, we need to check how much things we need to buy, and spend at the time on the market. After all, buying less is the one of the best way to stop wasting food. Uh, we need to buy the food according to the schedule, and aim to go shopping more time. Lower the cost of each purchase. And for number two, we need to understand what is a restaurant need, and plan to what food we need to first to eat and later to eat. Then we need to put the food in 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 the in the refrigerator, and make sure the food can fresh, and make the food is fresh, and natural. Sometimes realize buy some fruit can at the same time make neighbor food rot faster. So we need to put the fruit and the vegetables in different where. And for the third one, taking home is one of the best way to avoid wasting food. In order to take home the extra lunch or for dinner, and we need to customers are recommended to prepare watertight, letter white, and portable food quality package. If the custom decide take away the food, we can give them some little gift to make them can take food go back home, and that's all.
Okay, so I'll be talking about our differentiation. So basically, our main focus as a restaurant is we want to reduce as much waste as possible, and our food items, as compared to other restaurants, more diverse. We can change our menu depending on what item. And lastly, we allow our to customize according to their. They can select what they want and leave what they don't. Okay, that's also next. Okay, this is how the ways we gain competitive advantage. The first way is we can fully utilize social media. Let's say we can use Instagram. We can collaborate with the influencer people. We can invite them to our restaurant and have them review our products. And if they like it, they can share it with their followers, and their followers will become aware of the existence of our restaurant. Therefore, we can gain competitive advantage. Okay, next we can collaborate with delivery services such as Foodpanda. Basically, we there are different types of customers, and some customers just are very busy people, so they don't have the free time to go around to our restaurant, so they can collaborate with our Food Panda, and Food Panda will pick up our item, then just deliver it to their doorstep. So it will be much easier and more convenient to them. Next way is we 100% prioritize our customer. One way we can do this is by giving them give them our member card where they can receive email, and we can keep updating them if we have new products to give them interest.
Sorry, can you show me a prototype now? Thank you.
Miss, our prototype, our mentors, we need to edit it a bit.
No, just show me what you have. Show me what you have.
Yeah, okay. Hold on, Miss.
Okay, while you try and find your prototype, next week, please make sure you follow this flow when you are presenting. I don't see this flow in your presentation. The reason why I need you to use this flow is because basically everyone who is doing everybody who's taking design thinking, they have to follow this flow for pitch. So you guys do not have this. Please make sure that you make changes for your PowerPoint slides according to this flow. Okay?
Hello, Miss. We already present the first 5-minute pitch to our mentor, and today our presenting part is the modified part that last time the mentor asked a leading question. Now we are already showing the restaurant prototype. Can you see?
Explain to me, please.
This is our restaurant prototypes. We're having open kitchen here because our food is from unwanted ingredients. So customer need to know where the food comes. So we're having an open kitchen, and we're having a menu zero waste restaurant that we can using unwanted ingredient generate the new item. For example, food products. Products are something like fertilizer, food something like dry fruit snake, and we also having a personal dining area because our customer main segment is for people who live alone or people who lazy to cook at home alone. So this is our overall prototype. But we already collect feedback, but we're still brainstorming to improve our prototype. So this is not the final prototype.
What are the changes that you guys have made?
Not yet changed.
What are the things that he wants you to change?
Based on the feedback we've had, a lot to change.
Which are?
Some customers think that the personal dining area should put in front of the open kitchen, and some feedback say the private dining area is too small, need to be bigger, and some things that donation station is not necessary in this restaurant, and something that the whole design is too crowded and too noisy because too many sections in this restaurant.
All right. So do you consider the latest SOP in accordance to this pandemic?
We will still brainstorming. We're still discussing.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay.
After we final that, we can email to Miss, right? Okay, thank you, Miss.
All right, so group 7, a lot of things are missing. Okay, because you guys don't follow this flow, please make major changes on your flow. You spent too long talking about something that is not supposed to talk about. Okay, so very quickly, 1 until 1.5 minutes, I need you to show me your primary and secondary research. You don't have to explain in detail, but you have to say this is an issue. How many tons of food are wasted every single day in Malaysia? So you have to show that this is a dire, big, serious problem. Okay, so show me your primary and secondary research, which you guys did not do. You spent too long on slide number 4, which I have no idea what was that about. Please make changes according to these flow. Okay, spend longer time to explain about your prototype. You mentioned that you changed your prototype slightly. Show it. Next week, when you present, tell the other lecturer, initially we designed it this way, but our mentor thinks that this is a better way because blah, 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 blah. What do you guys think about it? Show that you guys are learning and changing and making progress. That is design thinking, that's all. You also have to stress on the business. How can you generate money? And think about all of the possibilities, just like I mentioned just now, because of the SOP and stuff, the number of people that can be in the restaurant itself are limited. That is also part of your value proposition. All right, so show it to the show it to the examiner next week and focus on the things that is supposed to be focused. Okay, so if you guys want to have a rerun once again before your presentation next week, please email me for an appointment. Okay, all right, bye bye guys. Bye. I have group number 1 now. Group number 1. I have a question. Pang Mun Hui is not here, but we have Edward, right? Okay, so group number 1, can you guys get ready now? Thank you.
Miss, can you hear? Okay, wait for a while because the introduction will begin by Anna.
Albert, please send the I'm sorry, okay. So we are group number of our group now. Okay, so the problem that we can you hear the problem that we okay. Today we the problem that we have to COVID-19, we have the highest number of unemployment rate. It's not only in Malaysia, as you can see in the graph. Now it's in Malaysia, but it it have caused a huge number of unemployment rate across the world. So this is the problem that we're facing right now. So the gaps. What do you mean by the gaps is our government already provide all these facilities. This facility is flawed. It's not as flawless as when they're present in the budget every year. But the internet connection is not okay in across Malaysia. For example, right now my internet connection been pop-up car parks. And the floor of the Impejana Ilyas Saribantu, sorry. What we mean by this is each and everyone that entitled and should receive it due to the internet connection, because in order to apply this facility or these Bantu Hidup, people need to apply online. So not everyone entitled to receive it. For example, in Sabah, have a good internet connection or even have a smartphone, a computer to apply for it. That we have right now in Malaysia. Slide. Okay, so we propose is digital marketing course. So for digital marketing course, we're training all the low income earner to start up or to boost up their online for their online to promote their own business, who want to be either going to be an offline or offline. So it's totally up to them to use this, but it's a trade course on the basic how people should do marketing through online nowadays. So they can develop their own and boost their own income. So we're gonna train. We will be trained by experts. So we're gonna use our own money to be trained by that. Later on, we're gonna train this basic digital marketing course. Okay. Next. It's a prototype gonna be Albert.
Okay, for the prototype, we're going to talk. Okay, firstly, we can see is the web prototype. Now, from the web prototype, the first one, you need to enter your username and your password. It will be given. After you log in, you can see there will be about us, room meeting, chat, consultation, course content, timetable, payment and history, and FAQ. Okay. About us is just about our company, as you can see from here. Then the next, the room meeting, whereby is the classroom. So the design will be like this. Okay. The chat. If let's say the students have any question after the class, they can chat the lecturer for it. Okay. Then let's say the lecturer given a consultation time when and where when the lecturer having the consultation time, they can apply for it. They can come for the consultation video room. Okay, for the course content is for them to see what they are learning, and also if they press one of the course content, the inside will be the notes. It will be something like this. Okay, and then the timetable will be like this for them. Okay. If let's say they press one of the timetable, you can see the timetable for that month, that particular month. How is it? For payment and history, they can pay either by credit or debit card or others, or they can pay by monthly as well. That will be done if they pay by it. Okay, for the FAQ, is just the general question that what is the general question that asked by the students or by the outsiders. Okay, Next is our application prototype, it's a mobile platform. Yes, as you see, it's also the same. Is login with username and password. About us. Okay, and then this is the buttons for it. For the room meeting, it will be like this, the design in the mobile platform. The chat with the lecturer will be like this, the design. And the consultation time, same. Okay. If they press, like say, 7 to 8 p.m., we will do it. We'll be pressing like this. You can see the button video for it. Okay, this is the course content. If they press one of the course content, we'll taking them to the notes and the timetable as well. Let's say they want to press for the one of the particular month, they can see from it, then they can press. For the payment and history, much more or less the same. Payment, they want to make a payment, you can press the payment button and it will lead to this payment page. The credit and debit card paid by others. Okay, after they make the payment, they can see the receipt on and the history of what they paid. Okay, the FAQ is just a general question for what being asked. Next. Okay, for the market potential Android app, you can see from our BMC, our key partners will be stakeholders, investor, and digital marketing expertise. For the key activities, it will be digital marketing platform, marketing and advertising, and education and consultation. Our customer relationship will be customer feedback form, and also actually, if let's say they want to chat with our lecturer for more, I mean like after the section, after they finish.
The consultation hour.
Yeah. Afterwards, they can personally chat with the lecturer. As you can see from here, we'll skip this. Okay. We already trying to promote to our design to outsiders. As you can see, we're getting a good feedback from them already. Next. Okay. Our service plan for business liability will be already reviewed and exciting about it. In the future, our service will be the solution if there are similar pandemics happen again, like COVID-19. Okay, how do we sustain our solution? We will be reliable on the power of word of mouth and social media, since these two power is the most efficient way to sustain our solution. As for long-term survival, our solution will be able to adapt with the current trend and markets, whatever that is. That's all from our group 1. Thank you. Bye-bye. Any question?
All right. So, what is the payment options? How many times that I can pay for this solution over here? What is the minimum maximum number?
Maximum number is they can. Well, Miss, you mean that pay by monthly, is it?
So if I want to enroll in your course, can I pay installment or minimum number, or how does it work?
They can pay by installment. It's no problem.
How? How many times?
3, 6, 9, and 12.
Do you have a slide for that?
No, Miss, because we put it under like our payment. If they pay by credit, it will be only going to the the bank side there.
So if you want to have, or if you're offering an installment, that is actually part of your value proposition and also business viability. So basically, it's how do you sustain your customer by providing them easiness for them to complete their payment in a longer run rather than one off. So you give them options. They will like it, right? So you would tend to have more customers because they don't have to pay everything upfront. It's like gradually. So that is nice. That is also part of your value proposition.
Yeah, we got to think about that because
So,
our customer segment is based on Malaysian and unemployed and low income earners. So we already
Yeah, definitely they're gonna need that.
yes, it
All right.
is.
So
for
my feedback.
Miss,
My
for the
feedback
value
is.
purpose, sorry, give your feedback.
What was
And
the question again?
for the proposition, right? Can we just like put like income stability? So let's explain what you mean by income
Yes.
stability. Improve
Yes,
the ability
exactly.
of lives.
Yes, that
All
is the
those
thing.
things. So we need to have another slide for it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So value proposition is when you want to insert what is your uniqueness of your solution and how can this solution help people during this pandemic. So you have to show that. So if you have, for example, your primary research show that a lot of people actually want this, so you can show your proof there. So we also did a primary research and this is what we found. One more thing, please do not insert your business model canvas like this in your presentation. This looks so lazy. Right, so edit this.
Okay.
Also, as part of your business viability and value proposition, add
Yes.
the payment methods.
Okay.
All right. I thought that the prototype was very well done. It was very thorough, very detailed. So very good. Well done with that.
Thank you, Miss.
All right. Okay. So please do make changes. Do not insert your business model canvas like that. Only use the relevant information.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't need this. You don't need this.
Wow, we don't need this. All right. I will take
You
it down.
don't need this.
Okay.
Okay. Please take it out. Okay.
Okay.
Also make sure that the presenters have good internet connection because earlier one of you guys, your line is breaking up, so we cannot really hear you very much. The biggest marks would be in solution and prototype. So spend more time talking about it. Right?
All right.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, bye. Thank you. Okay, bye. Now, group 3, do you guys want to start now or do you want to have a rest? I think we can start. Group 3, are you guys ready? Group 3, are you guys ready?
Good morning, Miss. I'm Wong Chan Kit. Can you hear me, Miss? Okay. So I'll be presenting for the introduction for my group. So our store name will be the Renai Nasi Lemak. Our purpose of this design thinking project is to provide job opportunities for the OKU and employed peoples and the fresh graduates, which we 3 members will work as a supplier for the Renai Nasi Lemak store, and And the purpose for this project is to provide the job opportunities for them to be employed, and then find a job for those who lost their job during the COVID-19 crisis. So from the research that I found, that the problem is because Malaysia has a low employment rate on handicapped citizens, which we will be focusing on our project. It's because according to the Federal Health, Consumer Affairs, Civil Community, and National Integration and Human Resources Committee Chairman, S. Nisan, say that the Malaysia public and private sectors should not having discrimination to any of the capable handicapped citizen. And the problem that causing to the low employment rate of the handicapped citizen is because of the disabled community are not receiving recognition, and the same time, at the same time, the federal government also not aware of the handicap group, which they found that this group of people should having a same just like the other peoples. And from the states that given by Muhammad Nazir, the speech, he stated that Malaysia will still unable to reach the 1% of the utilization of handicapped workers on every sector. It's just somewhere between 0.7% and 0.8%. And the second problem causing to the we focusing on the group of target user because of the high employment according to the Vincent D. Silva from New Straits Times in 2020, the situation of unemployment for fresh graduate has increased significantly throughout the year. Therefore, it become a concern for the educational planner. Just like Inti, they're having they offer a job after once you are how they say, once you finish your studies. Public sector university and 38 private sector university in Malaysia that will produce estimated 51,000 graduate a year, and 60% of them will remain unemployed for 1 year after graduation, where this study is conducted on 2018 by the Ministry of Education Malaysian Graduate Tracer Studies. And in recent years, the university graduates are no longer granted a job. And as the number of graduates continues, students are facing frustrating long waiting periods for opening amidst a sputtering economy. And then the last problem will be increasing number of people unemployed due to the COVID-19 Malaysia. According to the online survey done by the Statistics Department, among 4,094 companies nationwide from 10 April to 1st of May, and 53.4% of that would face the financial issue if they provide paid or half-paid leave to workers during the MCO and might not last in 2 months. At the same time, 67.8% of companies says that there is no profit gain during the movement control order MCO. At the same time, based on the survey done by the JobStreet, a recruitment company in May, 5,000 participants says that they have lost their job due to COVID-19. And then on the other hand, according to the chief statistician, Hosni Rizim Maudin, the rate of unemployed in Malaysia has increased to 5.3%, and by up 47,300 in May, based on the record made by the Department of Statistics Malaysia. And furthermore, according to the Human Resources Ministry, there is a total of 50,825 people registered themselves lost their job due to COVID-19 as of 1st of July. The sector included, and for the accommodation and food services, there are 50% of them, while for the wholesale and retail, there are 40% of them, And for the rest, professional, scientific, and technical activities, there are 9% of them. So we can conclude there are more people who have working experience. We can conclude that these three group of people who have working experience has lost their job due to the breakdown, and it would be difficult for them to search for a job immediately, even the standard, since there is a huge competition among the society. Throughout this research, we have found that the few gaps that have clearly been identified by us is that the unemployed should improve the skills as a worker, where always update personal skill, where employers focus on both soft skill and work experience. And second will be the unemployed worker lack of the entrepreneur skills. The third will be the job opportunity for the people is limited. Fourth will be the fresh graduate and people with disabilities are lack of working experience. And finally, the cost of implement the infrastructure needed for the people with disabilities is high. And the further explanation will be carried out by my group mates. So I pass to my next group mate for our prototyping.
Hello, Miss. We plan to collaborate with hawker store at Negeri Sembilan. We will have stable income by selling food to hawker store. The type of food we want to sell is lemak, donut, fried banana, and fruit. We will what we will do is we will hiring the people who facing financial problem with driving license. They can send food to the hawker store, and so we will target people who suffer from deafness, provide them training. They will know how to prepare the food. Lastly, we will hire fresh graduates from a service field or business field. They can charge in accounting or communicating with us. This is our group prototype. In the figure, there is a store which will collaborate with us, and they will sell our food to their customer.
Hello, Miss. Hello. Miss, can you hear me, Miss? Miss.
Miss, prototype is a hot store. We will sell food to the store, and they will sell our food to the customer like this. So okay, you will prepare the food to sell. Is any opinion?
Okay, Miss. Okay, now I'll talk about the market potential for this this page. Our target market will be the hawker stores, restaurants, or any established F&B places, since they will be most likely to buy nasi lemak or other products from us. Also, we can target customers who wish to cater nasi lemak or any other food. Maybe they have a event or something, so we can cater nasi lemak to them. Now, our key partners will be Persatuan Damai Orang Kurang Upaya Malaysia, or simply known as Damai, and Pertubuhan Keselamatan Sosial, also known as SOSCO. Other than that, our key partner also include Bukit Foundation Urban Center. Now I'll talk about Damai. Damai is an organization that strives to bring the disabled black into the society, and they wish that Israel do not see themselves as a burden to anyone, including their own families. So, Damai can provide job opportunities to the disabled and can educate them on the information regarding SOSCO, which brings us to SOSCO or PERCOSO. SOSCO is the government department of the Ministry of Labour and Manpower, formed in accordance with Employees Social Security Act 1969. They their function is to protect Malaysian employees, and so as an employer, we must register our business and the people who are working for us as our employees to ensure that our rights are upheld. Last but not least, Certificate Foundation Burma Center is an organization that strives to provide training to the disabled. We're also aiming to help the disabled develop a healthy self-image of themselves so that they are not depressed, are not facing any mental problems, so on and so forth. Thus, we can collaborate with them in order to train the disabled how to cook nasi lemak, so that we can ensure better quality control. It's like we won't have like 2 nasi lemak with vastly different sizes, and maybe some don't have egg, like so on. So resources we will need to have human resources such as the employees and the managing staff and so on. Wait.
I was the one who clicked on it. I think, sorry for interrupting you.
Okay.
We don't have much
I
time.
understand. Okay.
All
Yeah,
right. So, thank you so much for the presentation. Can we go back to the first slide over here? So I think you have too many writings in your PowerPoint slide. Please simplify it. I would prefer you to use pictures and graph rather than writing, for example. All right, so I think that the name itself is so unique. I wish you have told me why you choose this name. You know, I think there are a lot of things here that are wonderful, but you don't stress on it. Rather, what you guys did was just reading from the slides, which is obviously not what we're looking for. All right, so you have to be very confident. You have to know that this is something that you really want to sell to people. And I think you guys can do more than just this. So if you can tell me why do you choose this name, and you know, it will be much more relatable if we can say that. And this one, it's too long. Okay, you unemployed fresh graduate. You know, I think that these are the things that you can only say. You don't have to write it, if you know what I mean. So this is too much. So I ended up getting really bored. This one, problem gaps, for gaps, please use a table, simplify it. This is mostly on secondary research, am I right? So secondary research, simplify it. Don't put this like this. This is really very, very immature. Amateur, sorry, amateur. So rather than telling me or reading from here, because when I listen to you guys, some of you guys have interrupted, internet. I was reading this rather than just hearing what you said. I wish that I could hear what you guys said. So give me picture. Who is this chairman is Sivanesan? And who is this Muhammad Nazri? Tell us, screenshot the, if you take this from the internet, screenshot it. Explain to me rather than rather than showing me the writings, because this is not a report. This is a presentation, okay? A lot of writings. This is writing as well. Forget. Please make sure you do the table as I mentioned. And you spent more, I think almost 4 minutes just talking about this because you read it. Now, these statistics that you gave me was excellent, very good, well done. I wish that you have shown me pictures instead of this. And then when you give me pictures and you just explain to me what actually happened. You know, we have the case of people committing suicide because they are unemployed. They could not take the pressure because they have too many commitments. They have to pay a lot of money for that. Why don't you show that? Because I think these are very, very wonderful things. Okay, so please do improve on your presentation skills. Gaps here again, the table. Now let me go to where I was really disappointed. This one, your prototype. I understand that it's so hard for you to do prototype because your nature of your solution. But do you guys see your friend who was doing on zero waste restaurant earlier? They did like a layout of their restaurant, which I don't see you guys doing here. And this one, not only that, you guys have two things in here. What do? We are hiring, and then your prototype is too small. Rather than telling me 1, 2, 3 people are handicapped or unemployed people, which I don't see here because it's too small. Create a different slide. Explain on it. Yes, Mo. What was the question?
Miss, actually, we are not opening the store. We are just a supplier. So, we don't know the old product. This picture is like can use for our new idea. So we actually put here to like ask you lah whether we can use this prototype for our new idea lah because we are not opening, we are not renting the hawker store already. We just supply our food to the hawker store only. So we plan to make a sticker lah instead of a store lah for the prototype. So we are like asking you whether this is okay for the prototype or we need to make a new one.
So you said that you are not you're not opening a hawker store?
Yes, we just supply to the hawker store.
So why don't you buy RM1 nasi lemak and pretend that that is your nasi lemak and pretend that is your product prototype? You get it? No, you actually can use this. My biggest disappointment was none of you actually explained to me what is going on with this prototype. So as I showed you guys before, solution or your prototype is the biggest mark that you can get for your presentation. It's the largest amount of marks that you have to show us. So if your prototype is this tiny, you can use this prototype, but you have to explain to me. So the person number 3 is person in wheelchair, and this person is doing blah blah blah. And person number 2, what kind of disability is person number 1 because I cannot see. I don't know. He looks perfect to me. He looks like he's normal. I see that person number 2 is handicapped. Person number 3 is sitting on a wheelchair. So I know that these 2 girls are handicapped. But what about number 1 and number 2? Okay, so I need you to spend time talking about your prototype. You get it? You only show me and expect me to understand. Not only that, you also have another information on top. You have, we are hiring. Do you see what I mean? Do you get it?
Okay, miss.
Please make it into separate one. If you want to do product prototype, just buy a nasi lemak from random store and pretend that that is yours. And you say you want to do sticker, you can do sticker on it. And most importantly, I want to see the flow. Who exactly is this is fine. This prototype is okay, but you don't explain it. And I have to squeeze my eyes to understand what this is. That is my biggest disappointment over here. All right, so because you guys are also reading, you spend a lot of time here on key partners, which commonly people who have started working, they know what is Percoso, what is Soxo and all those stuff. You don't have to explain about this. What I want to see is here, the cost and the revenue, how your business will be able to sustain in the longer run, which you don't have much time to explain about just now. Okay, so all of these should have been the focus instead of reading from the slides. Okay, so you see, you have done a very good job here with your cost revenue, with all of these tables, and I want to listen to this rather than just now. Okay, so improve on your presentation skills, know what you should and should not present. Take it like you are presenting in front of the investors and you want these investors to give you money to support this. How would you present it? All right. Okay, so do better next week. All right. Okay, thank you so much. Sorry for taking your time. All right, bye. Okay, can I have group number 2 now? Group number 2, are you guys ready? Thank you.
Hi, Miss. This is Group 2. Give us a second, if you don't mind. Sorry. Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me, Miss?
Yes, can hear you.
Yeah. So hi, Miss. We are from Group 2, and today we are going to present our problem statement. I'm presenting you with our problem statement for this is the elderly people who cannot afford to retire. And then the problem is that the first reason is the current employees provident fund, which is the EPF saving for most Malaysians, are barely enough for a decent life after retirement. And then some have to turn to the government for support such as the BOT, and then the elderly people cannot afford the high living costs, and they are unemployed due to their age. And secondly, there are no job opportunities, no income, and live below the poverty line. And these are gaps, which are there are current solutions that provide job opportunities, but many gaps were found. The first one is the childcare workers, but they need to have patience and good physical stamina. Second is the consultant, but they need to gain a wealth of knowledge in the previous field. And then third is the tour guide, but they need to acquire good public speaking skills and a good memory. Then I'll pass it to Yin Yi.
Good afternoon, Miss. I'm Yin Yi. So I will be presenting for our prototype. Our prototype name is the ET Food. So ET Food will be the online ordering app invented by our team, and ET Food stands for Elderly Traditional Food. The customer can place their order via ET Food, and the elderly we partner with will prepare their food in their home. After they done preparing the food, our delivery team will pick up the food from the elderly's home and send it to the customer. After entering the app, we will see the homepage of our app. The customer have three options in looking for the food they wanted to order. The first option is the customer can search the food they crave for directly from the search bar. Clicking on the type of design shown below the search bar to look for the available choices is the second option. And the last option is by scrolling down to the food near me in order to look for the food available near his or her area. So after the customer has selected the restaurant, they can choose the food provided in the restaurant and select the food they wish to order. After they select on the food will be added into the basket so the customer can view all his selected food in My Basket. So next, in My Basket, the customer can enter their delivery address and select the dishes that they want to place order. The customer can enter the promo code at the blank space provided if they receive any promo code to get respective promotion for their order. After selecting the dishes, the customer can see the total amount they need to pay, including the delivery fees, and they also can see the points they will earn after placing the order. So after confirming all the details, the customer can click on Order Now to place their order. So I will pass to Tanusha now.
Good afternoon, Miss. So on the fifth page of the app, the customers will be reconfirming their order. They can view the total amount of money that they have to pay, or if they want to add more food, if they want to change their order, they also have the cancel option. Or if they choose to proceed with their order, they can choose their payment method, either cash, debit card, touch and go e-wallet, ET-Pay. Then they can confirm their payment. So this will be the last page of our app, where the customers can view the estimated delivery time, or if they want to add any request, they can make it here. That's it. Then they can wait for their food to arrive. So that was our prototype of how app will work. So the chefs who are going to prepare the food purchased by the customers will be the selected elderly people. Basically, we will be providing job opportunities for them so they can earn money for a better life. This cloud kitchen concept can give opportunity for a large number of people. So anyone, any elderly who decides to work can join. For those who want to join to maintain the consistency. And about the quality of the food, the customers don't have to worry too much, as a proper license and certificate will be obtained. We will be checking on their workplace and the cleanliness and all. So about the market validation, with the pandemic going on, we have adapted to this new social behavior like social distancing. So the online food delivery segment is actually getting more attention, while the traditional restaurants stand to lose up their profit. So the concept of this cloud kitchen is expected to grow due to its high demand and the cost effectiveness, as per researchers done. So that's it. I will pass my presentation to the next member.
Hi, Miss. I'm Muskan. Can you hear me? Okay, yes. Good afternoon, Miss. Let me talk about like market potential. Basically, we are targeting online users, online people who are relying on deliveries of food or like who enjoy food deliveries. And our key partners are elderly people who can cook, payment processors, and investors. Our key resources are the marketing team, our delivery team, talented elderly chefs, and app developers. For the marketing, we're going to market the app as a platform for online food delivery, just like Food Panda or something like that. Let's talk about cost and revenue. When you talk about cost, we're going to spend money to give salaries to our employees, the marketing team, and the tech platform cost. Advertising and marketing also like requires money, so that the payouts to elderly people, like from the money we get based on the food they sell and the legal fees. The revenue is the platform fees for elderly, because since it's a social business, we're going to charge them for getting sponsored on our app, and also delivery fees from customers. When we talk about gaps for our solutions, when we presented this idea to our friends, we got a few questions about it. So these are the two main questions we want to highlight about, is that for elderly people who can't cook, obviously we cannot find a global solution that helps every elderly person, but we can find other solutions for that. Like we can include them in other social businesses that we can make this app becomes successful, or we can teach them how to make something really basic and cook something basic which they can sell. The second thing is, the second problem we encountered was, what if the elderly person does not have a smartphone and they rely on the old type of phones like Nokia or something, or they are unaware of the technology, or they don't know how to like handle like new smartphones. Then we can train them and teach them. And for the people who don't have the phone, if we're successful and profitable, we can find and recruit more people, and we can give them phones. We don't mind doing that once we're profitable. For the proposition and business value, basically our cloud kitchen is going to be like an online delivery service, and the primary source is like order taking through the app. The customers can enjoy traditional food by using our platform, and also it's good for people who emphasize on homemade food, because they think it's healthier. Like I know personally, and from a lot of feedback that we've gotten, and people really appreciate the concept of this, because they feel like parents usually emphasize for kids who are especially in university that, oh, don't eat outside food so much, eat homemade food and all. So this is good for them. And this platform can also help to solve the problem that elderly people cannot afford to like retire, and they don't have enough money. So through our app, what we are planning to do is that we are making sure that elderly people can get a way to sustain themselves, can get a way to earn for themselves, and also we have users who will be able to depend on food which is from home, safe, healthy, and also make sure that we earn along the way. So that was our proposition. That was the ET. Thank you. Done.
All right, thank you, Muskan. First of all, breathe, Muskan, breathe. Too fast. Too
Oh,
fast.
guys, also, I'd like to like go to my group member slide, and four of us presented today, but I'd like Wait, I need to go back to the first slide. How do I do that? Okay. Yeah. So I'd like to thank Sabrina, Ejing, and Jain. They're the ones who made the slides. So like, I feel like they deserve the credit here. So that okay, done.
Thank you, Sabrina and Jai. Well done. All right, so I think very good flow. Let me see that problem statement. Very good. Okay, good. I think you guys have covered most of the things that I want you guys to do. So a very good presentation, a very good flow of presentation, a very good market validation. My question here, what differentiates you between other food applications like Food Panda and Grab?
Miss, I'm glad you asked that. So, basically, the main difference between us and them is that we do not provide food from restaurants. We are not going to go and give you food filled with MSG and all that stuff. We are going to give you proper, warm, home cooked food, which will make you feel loved, special, and all that home cooked food, like your grandma is making something for you, without without worrying about the fact that you're going to eat something unhealthy. It's going to be healthy. It's going to be homemade. It's going to be good.
Very good. All right, I don't think I have a lot more questions. Just breathe. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss.
Bye.
We are going to be presenting this pitch to our mentor today, right? Is that okay? We can do it the same way, right?
Yes. And next week as well to another lecturer.
All right. Thank you,
All right.
Miss.
Bye. Group 5. Can you guys
Miss.
get ready? Group 5.
One second, miss. Just uploading the file. Um, one member's missing, miss. What's his name? No idea, miss. No response. OG. What's his name? I'm not sure about his actual name, but what is he? OC Gusti Daramawan. I think everyone else is here. Okay. Yeah, you can start.
Good morning, Miss. I'm Tivya Amrita from Group 5. Group including me. Mohammad Salim is the leader of my group and other members are Abdul Kadir, Ossi, Daniel, Dafatwa, Naim and Rabia. The purpose of this pitch is to enable less fortunate students to gain access to books and learning materials cheaply. I'll further explain on the problems and the gaps of our project. The problems we identify is that there are thousands of new textbooks are being printed every semester, and the same number of books are being discarded. When people do not prefer to reuse or recycle the books, they are directly or indirectly generating huge quantities of paper waste. The other problem is students who always prefer buying new items end up throwing the items after using or giving them out. Unfortunately, students who afford those items tend to suffer. According to our research, the price of daily school items and stationeries are not cheap nowadays. Therefore, parents are struggling to afford their children's needs as the prices of the items are increasing significantly. Okay, the gaps we found in this project is that people prefer buying new items just because of the quality. And according to a survey carried out, more than 70% of students prefer buying new items just because of the quality and than the used items. Therefore, it is important for us to make sure that the materials are in good condition for the next person to use. And market validation. Market validation of a project is that 69.7% says that build second-hand books, which can allow us to easily tap into the market. Thank you. Salim, you can continue.
Okay, thank you. So our solution was to come up with an application. We decided to call it Books for You because we'll be selling books and like learning materials, but I guess books can cover that as well. So it's just a basic e-commerce application. You sign up, you provide your education level, your field of study, and your location, and the app will use those factors to give you like suggestions for what materials that it thinks that you might need for your studies. You can view the pictures of those items that are available and you can buy them, add them to the cart and buy them. And if you're a seller, then you can just, upload the item, put a picture, and your location is already there, so you can easily sell your items. So how does it solve the problem? It's like easy. It gives easy access to secondhand learning material, which is definitely cheaper. You gain some capital, if you're a seller and you're a student and you want to earn some money, easily earn money. And it helps buyers and sellers to communicate with each other. So like if you have an application like Lazada or whatever, they give you such a huge variety of options to choose from that like you're kind of confused on what you really want, right? And this one is like more specific into the niche of like learning materials, so you can easily be connected with other people who are selling those items, so you can easily get them. And it reduces environmental waste, like Divya mentioned in the beginning, because if you're reusing items, then you're wasting less items. So it's, and for the gap that she said where you can't view like the quality of the material, or you can view pictures of the items that people want to sell, and if you feel like the quality is good enough, then you can have it. And besides, most students who are willing to buy secondhand items wouldn't mind if the item itself is like little torn or maybe the cover's torn. So like their goal is to learn, right? So they'll take that item for themselves. This is a prototype. So this is the sign up page and the home page. You just sign up, you input your information, and then you log in. You get taken to the home page. You have the options to account, card, all the options, and you go to the next slide. So we have wait, I think I missed one. Oh, never mind. We have a book hunt page. So it will show you a map of like items near you where you can just like go and like maybe meet the seller and just ask him, oh, can I get this item? You can search for items that you want. Maybe the application isn't showing you good enough suggestions, so you want to search for something. So once you get something, you can just add it to your cart and check out. And we have a sell page. You enter the material item, its condition, the price, the shipping options that you are willing to provide, and a picture of the item, like we say, for like quality purposes. And we have customer support and settings page. Maybe you want to change your location or something, so you can change it over there. That's it for our prototype. So for our target market, it's mainly students, primary, secondary, university students, because they are the ones who would be needing these books the most, right? Key partners will be wanting to partner with universities and schools, colleges, stuff, because they will enable us to get closer with the students, like because we are marketing to the students, right? And students who are studying are definitely going to one of those facilities. So like these facilities can help us out by showing the students that, oh, look, if you want to buy books and you can't afford to buy new books, you can use this one. Courier services will be helping us deliver items. They're also our partners. Donors, people who have books, like maybe a student has finished their studies and he wants to donate their books, right? So we can just put it up for free if that's the case. And just buyers can just pay for the delivery charges. We can have e-commerce websites as our key partners, but like we can gain their knowledge like from what they have learned over the years of performing business online, and we can partner up with bankings to facilitate online payment. So costing, mainly will be developing the app, but we can make that cheap because there are students who just finished studying and they want jobs or internships, so we can provide them their internships. And of course, we all know that internships don't pay that well, so we can use that. Donors, people who want to provide to the cause that we are looking at. Marketing is quite expensive, but in the long run, it's worth it because if you gain enough exposure, of course, it's going to be good for you. And another cost will be managers and accountants because they keep track of everything, right? So they're necessary. How will we earn money from the application? Well, we can charge small percentages. When someone sells an item, maybe they sell it for 10 ringgit. We can add our own percentage, so we will be selling it at 11 ringgit, right? So at 1 ringgit we can make it, but over time it adds up. And same for delivery fees. So maybe the delivery costs 3 ringgit, but we can say 3.5. 50 cents is not much, but over the course of 1,000 users, that's like 500 ringgit, right? So it adds up. And maybe in the long run, people who want to donate the books but can't be bothered using the application to like log in and input each item. Maybe they have 500 books they want to donate and they don't want to go through the process. Maybe in the long run, if we make enough money from the application, we can have a small warehouse or a house or whatever where we can store these items and have someone to put the items in, and that can be a source of revenue as well, where we will charge a fee for the item, right? That's about it. So value proposition and its viability. So the application can be used by students to make easy money, like small money here and there. Students are always in need of money. They're always spending money, so they want more money, right? They can easily make money. They have a book to sell, or they have a ruler or something they want to sell, and they can just put it up on the app. You can easily search and purchase items. The items are definitely going to be cheap and affordable because they're secondhand, of course, and secondhand items, like not all secondhand items are cheaper than new items, but most are. And it's reducing environmental waste because less books thrown away, more books reused, less paper waste. It's helping the environment. And it also provides experience to students in marketing, in e-commerce, or students who are interning for us. It provides them experience as well because they are helping us develop the app or keep the app running, and we are hiring them as interns, so they gain experience, right? So it's good for them as well. That's it, I guess.
All right, thank you, Salim. My question is, who will determine the price that you want to give? Is it the seller or is it you guys?
Well, the seller is going to determine the price, but
So what if it's still expensive? What if the seller is selling it, at a higher price compared to what the normal price is? Is there any gatekeepers that will oversee the price and stuff?
well, miss, look at it that way. So say I have a book, right? The price of a new book is say 50 ringgit. And if you want to sell the book as a used book, it's quite obvious for you to sell it cheaper. Like say you end up you put up the price at 60 or 70 ringgit. The likelihood of someone actually buying it when they know that it's available for cheaper somewhere else, that's not there, right? So the seller who puts up the item is most probably not going to end up selling it because he's valuing it as way more than its actual value. So I think that will sort itself out anyway.
Like I was thinking maybe if the book is, came from overseas and it's very limited, and what if, the person wanna, sell it at a higher price than how it should be? Because this is a social business. So by all means, you also need to consider how, the impact to the society, in a sense that how much help you can give. Maybe some of them will provide like half of the price. But what if they take advantage on this? Like for example, there is this item that is supposedly very limited, and they wanted to sell it at a higher price. Wouldn't it be unfair for people who come to your app because they think it's going to be cheap? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. I guess maybe we could make some changes and set up like a separate team, like the developer team can have a team where they can monitor the prices and set up, maybe someone has an item that's too expensive. They can, like, maybe we have a limit, right? So if they have an item that's too expensive and they don't have an actual reason why, they can contact the developers and explain themselves, and then that's customer support comes in, right?
Exactly, because I'm looking at the impact and scale up potential. This is definitely, the potential of this is definitely good. But I'm looking at your impact on how much you will help the people of your target area. So I assume that you want to help students who want to, get cheaper price for stuff for education.
Yes,
but yeah, including postage and stuff, would this still be fair for them? So I'm looking at that. So that is one of the things that popped in my mind when I think about it. What if the price is still expensive for them? So maybe you want to consider that. Maybe you want to consider people who signing up in your app and they don't have enough money, because when you ask them to provide their information and you notice that these people come from rural areas or they don't have enough money. Categorically in Malaysia we have this term we call as B40. Basically means that it's the category of your family that is below average. So you don't have much, income to support your living. Maybe these people who are in the category of B40, they might get a discount of 10%, maybe, I'm not sure. So you guys think about it.
We can definitely make some changes, yeah.
Okay, I like your presentation. There is a good flow. However, I wish that instead of just when you introduce your solution, right away just use your prototype to explain about it, because I think some of the information is quite redundant with the information in here. Let me just click on the slide. So because there are a lot of things to present, especially on your prototype. So like for example, this one, a lot of these things are something that is seen in your prototype. So instead of that, you can just introduce your solution that is booked for you. I love how you explain about the name of the app. It means that you're very ready, you know what you want to do, but immediately I thought it was nice if you can just right away use your prototype, because there are a lot of things to cover, and to be honest, I'm just being slightly lenient with you guys because of the time, but you guys actually exceeded the time. You used too much time talking about your solution just now, which to me, some of the information is quite redundant. You can simplify it and make sure that you explain on these things. These are wonderful. I like how you presented on this. Okay, all right.
Anything else, Miss?
No, buyers can always report to the customer support if they ever find a product that is over. That is good. Miss, I talked to Ozzy. He's in hospital taking COVID tests since his country has a lot of cases. So Naeem, can you ask him to email me the details and also information, because obviously I wouldn't be able to know if he did not inform me. All right, so Naeem, can you ask and relay back to Ozzy to email me? Okay, so good luck with your presentation next week. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Miss. Miss, can we use this to, because we have a pitch today with our mentor, like can we?
Yeah, please. Good luck.
Okay. And is our prototype like okay? Because like when we asked
this prototype is good, yeah.
Like when we asked the student, like the responses, they say some of them were like, oh, it's not pretty enough, it's too blank, and but like it's a prototype, right? We can always work.
It's a prototype. Just ignore them. It's fine. You're not actually doing this, so it is okay. Make sure when you try and pitch your mentor, try and keep it below 15 minutes. see if you guys can organize your time wisely.
Okay, sure.
Okay, all right, bye guys. See you.
Thank you.
Bye. Good luck.